All right, today we've got the GORUCK M22, a big surprise from GORUCK. Just came out a few days ago and I got one on my back. Let's take a look at everything that is the GORUCK M22, a total departure for GORUCK bags because it's not clamshell. Let's take a look. All right, this is the GORUCK M22. This is the second time in 2022 we've been surprised by GORUCK. The first time was the Rucker laptop edition. Didn't see that one coming, and nor did I see a total departure from their clamshell opening bags that GORUCK typically offers to give us this M22. So this is based off of the M1945, a World War II era pack, with a very common opening. If you look across other manufacturers, there's several different examples of this typical flip top opening bag with different side access and pockets. So this is the GORUCK take on that design, and this is pretty cool. It is different than every other GORUCK bag they've ever made, but it also retains some of the awesomeness that brings you to the GORUCK designs. The same, this one's in 500D, same design, same zipper pulls, and same back panel that is common to some of those bags that we know and love. And it's really a hybrid of several of them. So let's get into all the outside, inside features, and I'll answer some of the questions that I've seen. Let's get to the M22 from GORUCK. All right, so this is outside features of this bag, and this is 500D. This one is in Ranger Green. They made Ranger Green, Coyote, and Black. They made roughly 1,000 of them, at least according to an Instagram post that I saw. The Ranger Green is already sold out, the Coyote is still available, and the Black is available at the time of this filming. I don't think they're gonna last very long. Maybe the Coyote will sell out next, but the Black one might be there for a while. They probably have the most of the Black one just because it's classic and goes with anything. But again, this is Ranger Green. Big thanks to GORUCK for sending me this one so I could take a look at it and give you the straight scoop a few days after it was released. Again, I just got this a few days ago, so I really haven't had a time to take it on a trip and really wear the heck out of it yet. But it is pretty cool, and so I'm going to give you a rundown of all the features. Now, there are 3 external zip pockets and 1 bottle pocket. The bottle pocket is on this side of the bag, and it is not stretchy. It's not gusseted or elastic or retractable or any of those things. It is just sewn in. So when you have this thing fully packed out like I do, there really isn't room to put a bottle in there. We'll take some stuff out and we'll show you which bottles fit in this cavity, but really that's gonna be a thing that if you've got this thing totally packed out, there's really no way to get stuff in this side pocket. The other zipped pockets, there's one in the front, there's one in the side, and I'll show you those things in a minute. And then there's one on the back, the bomb-proof laptop compartment. So there is a lot of different things, but some things that are just in all the GORUCK bags. This bomb-proof laptop compartment is in all of them except the Ruckers. But you get the ability to put I would say up to a 14-inch MacBook Pro. I know I said before that I think you could fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro, but we'll answer some of your questions at the end. More on that later. But the bomb-proof elevated laptop compartment is super cool. That's it for the pockets. We'll show you more about them here in a little bit. But again, 500D all over, and then a 210D on the back panel. There's no lumbar pad like the Ruckers, but it does have 210 on the back panel and on the inside of these straps. So if you're worried about the texture of 500 or 1000D, no worries here. They're starting to make their bags with that 210 everywhere. It's going to come in contact with your clothes. I've never had any issues personally, but other people do. So they've listened to you and they've made this pack differently than others, and it's got that 210 everywhere. You can see on this edge, that's 210 right here and then into the 500D. The inside lining is the same 210D. So it's kind of smooth everywhere. Let's talk more about the pockets. Now, like I said, there is a top pocket and a side pocket. This top pocket is side entrance. So there's a similar trait to both the front and the side pocket, and that is this little gusseted bottom piece, which I believe is designed to prevent things from flying out of it if you had stuff in the bottom from it sliding out. And that's, well, a little more about that later. Again, lined with that 210, so really cool and smooth. There's no other organization in here, no tabs, no lanyards, nothing. It's just this inside pocket that goes across all the way to the front and all the way to the top. Doesn't go all the way to the top of the edge, but it's basically the top of the zipper is about the top of that pocket. What is that going to fit? You know, that's going to be tablet of choice. I was able to fit this iPad in there, the regular sized edition. This one is in a case, and it's a little tricky getting in and out. So you can do it, but it's just not going to slide in and out, mostly because you got this thing on the bottom. So just think about that. If you don't have this case, just a regular iPad, the medium size, not the mini, not the biggest, but it will definitely fit inside this front pocket. So there you go. That's how I would roll, with my quick access tech in the front, a tablet of choice. Now, this side pocket, which is really cool, I think is going to be more for me a bottle pocket, small bottle pocket. But again, because all of this whole bag shares the same volume, if you put a big bottle in here, you're not going to be able to put as much stuff on the inside of the bag. But anyway, this one opens from the rear, and the cool thing about this opening, and really it's the only one, is it has two zippers, so you can go top or bottom, however you want it, on just this little I have in here. To me, if you ask me, this is the perfect size for a Cap 1. And the Evergood's Cap 1, and this one's not 100%, 75% full. Got a lot of stuff in here. This is all my charging solutions, and it fits perfectly inside of the side pocket on the M22. So there you go. Open the zippers to the bottom, the top, whatever you wanted to do. You're gonna have quick and easy access. What I like about this pocket, and really the bottle pocket, is when you're wearing it, you can access things. So if this was on your back and you had the zippers to the bottom, you can unzip it, get some stuff out, maybe throw your keys in there, maybe your phone, whatever you wanted to do. And this little gusset at the bottom is going to prevent things from just sliding out of there when the zipper's undone. So that's pretty cool. It's a little feature I like, but just think about that. And again, Cap 1, perfectly sized. No other pockets in here, no other lanyards. It's just very simple. This bag lined with the same 210D, same color. So you really have no other organization besides the pocket. There is one more external zipper. This one's on this side. And what does this do? This gives you access to the main compartment, which is really nice. And so if you had stuff at the bottom, you wanted to get it out, there you go. There's a zipper, unzip it. Now you can access some things that are in there. Now the cool thing is you get access, so if you really wanted to grab something, you could actually put another tablet in there, maybe keep it on the inside versus that front pocket. Super cool. But the problem is, for me, is that it's just a slit opening versus that Errant Pro. More about that when we compare a couple bags, where that whole thing opens an entire flap. This one's just a slit opening for you to grab small stuff. You're not gonna get one of these tech pouches out of there unless you really manipulate the bag and it's not completely full. So cool, I like it. Just gonna need to put some more mileage on this thing to see if it really is as useful as it was intended. That's just me. Again, 210 everywhere else. We do have a very unique opening for GORUCK, and that is these G hooks, which you'll see in other bags. The Track Bannock, for example, has a G hook version. There's plenty of other bags out there from Topo Design, just to name a few, but they've got these G hooks. Now these G hooks are pretty cool, but they're plastic with, I think, an aluminum metal. It's an aluminum guard, so that's just not going to wear out, but it could potentially break just because it's plastic. So think about that. More about upgrades and stuff at the end, but that's it. There are little strap keepers on here, and to be honest, most of the time you're going to keep that the way it is because you put what you need in it and you're going to cinch it down, and it's awesome that they included strap keepers. The rest of these straps, there's no gaps, so you can't use carabiners in there, can't do anything. That's just the way it's designed. Now, externally as well, besides the G hooks and these straps, which go all the way around the bag, including all the way onto the bottom and onto the top, let's talk about the retention system. This is the shoulder straps that you'll see on every other GORUCK bag. Super cool, and they included a sternum strap, the GORUCK sternum strap. So the fact they add that, it's awesome. It's just, you know, if you love GORUCK straps and shoulder harnesses and the paddedness and the beefiness, then you're not going to be disappointed. This one is just like all the other GORUCK bags, and I love those. Now the handle is a little different from the standard bags, and some people really don't like it. But it's just some webbing sewn across, and it, you know, it's what it is. To me, it's simple. I don't normally grab the bags from the handle, but in this case, it's sufficient, I would say, but not maybe the best in terms of comfort. Pretty simple on the outside. 2 pockets over here, 1 bomb-proof laptop compartment and a bottle pocket. More about compatibility of other things in a little bit. Let's dive inside. All right, inside the bag is one of the simplest designs of all the GORUCK bags. There's no internal organization, and really there's only 1 mesh pocket. So this mesh pocket has one thing that no other GORUCK bag has that I've found, and that is a lanyard for your keys on the inside. Where the heck is that sucker? So there it is, sewn in, super cool. Scars can add these to any of your bags. Just a very simple key ring system, nothing too fancy there. Now the other thing, this is a black mesh zip on the inside of this one. Super nice, super cool. I totally would rather have a top pocket, but they don't. It's on the inside of this flap, which is equally and it's quickly accessible once you get through those G hooks. Now, what does this one fit perfectly? Well, I tried to put a cap 1. It's a little too small for that, but if you've got this GORUCK Wire Dop Mini, fits perfectly with plenty of room to grow. If you didn't have one of these, if you weren't going to put something in there, then the other thing I would do is, you know, keys, wallet, phone, AirPods, sunglasses, that kind of stuff, you know, quick and easy here to be able to use that stuff without getting into the main compartment of the bag. There's a drawstring system, which is, again, unique to GORUCK. There's no other bag that has that, and it's good. I don't, you know, this is not generally my style of bag, so it's gonna take a while to just put some miles in this thing and figure out if I really like it. What I don't like is the fact that I have to go through another thing to get into the bag. But it's got a nice little drawstring. You open that up, and it opens up, obviously, full width to the inside of the bag. Really hard to show you inside the bag, but I'm here to tell you there's no other internal pockets, slash or otherwise, nothing on the inside of this bag except for the lining. And so it's really just a big open pocket for stuff to, you know, and that's how you align it. Now this bag is 21 liters. I'll compare this directly to a 21 liter GORUCK GR1 here in a little bit. But what fits in here, what's in this 21 liter size, again, you got to think about how you're going to pack it, because you're not going to ever be able to open it up and access things, so you kind of have to think how you're going to put it in there. Now, what's in here? Let's just show you. Up at the top, I've got the Evergoods Cast 2 unpacked, but just to show you that, you know, that's how I would travel. I'd put something in there like that. Then I've got the another Evergoods. This is the Cap 2, basically in there. And then in the bottom, sort of side by side, are 2 of the Peak Design tech pouches, because that's right now, you know, don't go to sleep on these tech pouches from Peak Design. I did initially, and I wasn't that big of a fan. But then I got one from Huckberry. I got their Coyote version, and I already had the black version, and I've just really been falling in love with these things. More about what's in there here in a second. But just real quick, as we look at the M22, these suckers fit side by side in the very bottom of the bag. And then I had the Cap 2, and then I had some other stuff in the very top. So boom, that's what's in here. Again, you could just stack up yourself with a bunch of Cap 2s. Really, any tech pouches are gonna stack in this thing and lay on their side, because that's just the dimension of the bag. Super cool. More about dimensions here in a little bit. Now, before I move on, a little bit about the tech pouches from Peak Design. These things are awesome. They're just super versatile. Like for instance, in the black one here, this one carries the DJI Mini 2 controller and the DJI Mini 3 itself. So I can fit everything I need, mobile drone solution, boop, right here. I can carry this thing anywhere and I'm ready to go. It actually has room for all 3 batteries. 1 in it, 2 on the side, and I'm just, anywhere you want to go, pop up the drone, we're off to the races. This one is totally decked out in camera hauler mode, from tripods and microphones and attachments, batteries, GoPros. I'll put my other mobile cameras in here. It just fits everything. It's amazing how much stuff fits inside these Peak Design, well thought out Again, I wasn't initially a fan of these, but now that I've used them for a little bit, I'm like, I really do see the genius of these Peak Design. You can get these at Peak Design, or a link in the description, you can get them at Huckberry. That's the only place you can get this color, which is super cool. One little feature, and it's sort of inside, that I wanted to get to is the frame sheet. And you can totally remove the frame sheet that is in the back of this laptop compartment. So you just open it up, and there it is. There's a little Velcro thing. Whoop, whoop. So if it's not rigid enough, get a thicker one. If it's too thick, you don't want it, you don't need it, don't want it, then take it out. It does help hold the bag in its shape when you've got it fully loaded, so I do like having in there. I have no plans to take that out of the M22. Super cool. All right, so we're all back together, and this is sort of back together. All right, so we're back together, and so this is again the M22. How does it compare to a GR1? I'm glad you asked. So here we are. This is a GR1 21 liter. And you can see, and this is advertised 21 liter size, that they are directly comparable. And they stand about the same height, have the same about depth and dimensions. So since we're talking about dimensions, there's dimensions of these two bags. You can see they're very, very similar in how they stack up in size. Same straps, although this is heritage, so you don't get the webbing, you don't have the sternum strap on this one, but a standard GR1 or Rucker, and this 21 to 20 capacity, is going to be the same as this bag, so they are directly comparable. The bomb-proof laptop compartment is near identical in size and design, so if you fit your laptop or iPad in the GR1 21 liter, you're going to more than likely be able to fit it inside the M22. I recently did a review of this bag. This is the Boundary Supply Errant Pro. So, you know, it kind of looks very similar. We have openings on both sides, just to, you know, briefly compare the difference. You know, this one has the opening that just the very slash, where the Errant Pro goes all the way around, lets you open up the whole pocket and access entire packing cubes out of this one. So that's the difference. This one's in olive, this one's in Ranger Green. So there you go, side by side, that's how it compares. The bottle pocket, we'll do some bottle testing here in a minute to see how it fits, but there you go. And since we're here with the Errant Pro, let's talk about opening. So in this one, this bag, the one from GORUCK, uses the G-hook method. This one uses fidlocks, which is really nice. Is there a way to put fidlocks on here? Not really. Not unless you really wanted to undo the sew job on these tabs and put the rest of the fidlock in there. And the same thing for Cobra buckles. You could do the Cobra buckle mod on this, but you'd really have to really dive into this and really sew this back together. This is really well bar tacked in there, and it's going to be a problem unless you have the ability to bar tack that back. For me personally, if I was going to upgrade anything, I would just get a different G-hook design, find one that was more suitable to you, maybe all metal, and then reroute it into these straps and put it back in there. But the problem with that is because you've got this little sewing, you've got this tab here at the end, it might be not so easy to get these over the top and inside of buckles. So just be advised, that's a danger if you're gonna try to upgrade these buckles, which I would if I could, but it's just a little bit problematic if you ask me. All right, so let's answer some of your questions. First of all, let's talk about a MacBook Pro. Now, this one will fit anything up to a 14-inch MacBook Pro. That's what they say, and I do totally believe that. Now, somebody asked about the 16-inch MacBook Pro. So, I don't have a 16-inch MacBook Pro, but I cut a piece of cardboard about the size, according to the web, of what the MacBook Pro size is, and, you know, let's just fit this in here. Now, it does appear to fit lengthwise and widthwise. The problem, and it's maybe a little hard to see, is this corner. I don't have any complete confidence that you're going to be able to fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro in here, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. You might be able to get it in here, and it's worth trying out. It's worth the risk, I think, to get one in here. I just don't have one, and even though I cut this piece of cardboard, it just really fits kind of tight, and I think this corner might be the death of it, but I don't know. If you have one, you get one of these, try it out. Please leave me a comment down below, and I'll put your comment right at the top so people know if it fits. Again, I'm just not really sure. Water bottles, which ones are gonna fit? And again, as I've already sort of indicated, the problem is if you totally pack out the inside of this bag with tech or other things that are in, you know, maybe not as compressible, you're gonna have a hard time getting bigger bottles in here. But If you had just something small, like this 18-ounce Yeti, then it is totally gonna fit in here, and it's gonna be fantastic. In fact, it swallows it up. Now, it is a little bit loose in there, so just think about that, but it is definitely designed for a water bottle, and it's gonna be awesome. What about the bigger Nalgene? Well, let's try it out. It does fit. So there you go, Nalgene, standard, fits nicely, and it would work. What about the biggest 46-ounce Yeti? You know, it's probably gonna be pretty close, but it fits. And again, whatever you put in the side is robbing volume from the side of the bag, or the inside of the bag. So fits, yes, just with some caveats. What about a tripod? Well, here's a Peak Design tripod. Perfectly fits. I think this pocket is definitely deep enough to secure this for casual use. Maybe not on a motorcycle, but you don't have any other way to retain anything on this bag, but I would say this is sufficiently deep, tall enough to definitely carry your tripod with you as you're just walking around town. Since we're talking about bottles, let's just talk about what if we shifted things over to this side and we took out this cap too. Are these gonna fit? Absolutely. So now you've got another way to keep a bottle incognito out of the way. If you were gonna roll that way, this one will of course be tighter, but also fit and will barely zip. Barely zip. Will this one fit? No, too tall to get in there. But the others are short enough, and this pocket is got enough dimension to it to fit either of those two water bottles, the Nalgene or the 18-ounce Yeti. Good to go. So there you go. That's the M22. Super cool. Big departure from previous bags from GORUCK. I do like what they did with this one. It's really good. How's it going to fit in my day-to-day? I'm not really sure yet, but I do like it. There's several other bags that have these very similar design features, so it's just going to really come down to whether the GORUCK aesthetic is for you versus, you know, some other design from Topo Designs, or just there's just countless examples out there in terms of this general top loading bag. Because I'm a big fan of GORUCK, I'm a big fan of this one. I'm going to use it a little bit. I'm going to put it through its paces, probably in EDC mode, maybe a little bit of light travel, maybe just camera mode, just because it does have features that I do like. So we're going to see how that works. Probably give you an update in a few weeks, but this is the M22 from GORUCK. Let me comment down below. Let me know if it's for you. All right, so there you are. That's what I think of the M22 from GORUCK. It is fantastic. Not perfect, but no bag really is. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments down below whether you picked up one of these and if you got a 16-inch MacBook Pro in that bomb-proof laptop compartment. That's sort of the dangling Chad, little unanswered question that I've yet to really figure out. I think it's gonna be close. In the meantime, enjoy the weather where you are. This is a nice winter day for Georgia. Nice blue skies finally after a lot of rain. So enjoy the weather where you are. Get outside, enjoy it, because everything is better outside. This is the GORUCK M22. Can't even say it. An issued backpack. This is the speak. Today we have the GORUCK. It's terrible. The lighting is terrible up here. It was way good up here. Let's use this up here. This is the GORUCK M22. GORUCK M22. M22, a total awesome. Totally awesome. In the meantime, let's listen to airplanes fly overhead. And you fit in 19 inch. Beam from them. Really exciting to see them make backpacks. Did subscribe to the channel, you're not going to see what you're going to see next. Filming today was a challenge.